this, and I'm not just there was no way.
All right, I'll stop it right there. So my question to you is, to you gentlemen, and I don't know if you thought about it from this angle, but is it dangerous for artists that people look after? I mean, they look at, is it dangerous for them to not know their impact? Either side, good or bad. One you can hop right in if you have a opinion.
I wouldn't I wouldn't say it's dangerous not to know because, when you're when you're a celebrity on that scale, you have to know that it's people that wanna be like you, wanna mimic what you did because you're constantly getting asked, how did you get into business? What did you have to do? What steps do you think I should take? So, I mean, it's individuals out there that wanna be like you, but you have to be that celebrity, that artist that lets people know that every road is gonna be different. Nobody's gonna have the same road. Your role may look different than mine, but a lot is possible. But you have to do the things that you feel that you need to do to get your foot into that door. So I mean, I wouldn't say it's a negative thing because every actor, artist, celebrity, whether you do music, movies, commercials, whatever it may be, you have to know that somebody's trying to get on, whether it's through you, through somebody or somehow, some way that you may have got your foot into the door.
Yeah, I think just being in the entertainment industry as a whole, um, you are, attempting to be great at what you do. So early on when you're coming on the scene or you're getting into your art or your craft, you are attempting to do the very best job you can do because you want to be successful. And I can definitely understand what you're saying because it can be anything. It could be sports. When you first start off, you got some basic talents and some basic, moves, and you trying to be the best at that. You're not really thinking about, whether you're a role model at that point or whether anybody else is looking at you. And if someone says something, yeah, you would hope it to be positive because, you're not out there, looking to do anything negative. So, from that standpoint, I look at it as even when you come in and you have a new job, you coming in, you're trying to do the best that you can because you want to keep that job. Same thing with entertainment. You want to keep that position. So you're going to do anything and everything to be what, your bosses, what your benefactors, your investors are telling you to be and do because you want to be successful. This is how you want to take care of yourself, take care of your family, so at that point in time, yes, you want as many followers and people liking what you do, liking who you are, loving your image because you want people to buy what you have to sell. You know, that's the way I'm looking at it. So anytime you are in the marketplace, you're looking to offer what people are looking for, what they want, whether it's a fantasy, sex symbol. You might not be thinking about that in your head. You might just be thinking about the music because that is your initial talent. You're thinking about the initial talent you're using to get on, as Al said, and stay on as long as you can. So as that metamorphosis goes through the process of you becoming who you need to be, to provide that staying power, yeah, they're going to be appeasing to different age levels, different groups of people, crossing over from American to international. I mean, there's so many different levels, ins and outs, demographics of, what that all entails. And, it's impossible for one person really to focus on all that when you're first starting out. and you're just wanting to sing because you enjoy doing that. You want to dance because you enjoy doing that. You want to hoop. You want to play football. You know, you want to wrestle. You know, all those initial talents that you're bringing to the marketplace and wanting to show your very best level of that. I think that's the only thing you're really thinking about. So as far as the negative side, I don't think that comes until later because you have more control, you have more experience, and that's something that we can get into another time.
Why you can't get a turn right now? You can share right now.
Because it's your turn. That's why.
I'm the facilitator today. Yeah, I'm a facilitator.
Gotcha.
Now, I would also say on the flip side of that as well is, you know, artists, celebrities do have to understand that the roles that they play, it's a lot of people in this world that take that and mimic it and don't understand a lot of the acting side of it to a point that this is not their real life, especially when it comes to music. There maybe not actually be that person that they portraying to be. And some people have to understand is following and trying to be like somebody is it's a risk with that. And you have to understand everything that comes with it, you have to deal with. So but that mainly falls on a purpose. But I mean, people in the music industry have to take some part of it because they're study flooding the system with it. So therefore, a lot of the younger generation is going to take that for what it is, face value.
And yeah, and that's exactly what you know I was thinking. You know, when he said that, I mean, of course, there's good things that are involved in that. And you know, like I agree with a lot of the points that you guys said. Um, but I also thought about, you know, the other side that, you know, there's going to be, you know, to your point, like, you know, children watching, you know, them, like even the athletes and stuff like that. And so like in the course of, and I think that's what part of being great is, you know, like kind of figuring out like with your craft and getting with the right people and knowing what, like trying to figure out what direction to go in, but then also uh know that there's people looking at you and there's certain things that you do that may not necessarily be conducive for them to do that, you know, that's going on. So I mean, there's some other stuff that he talks about, but we've all listened. I'm not both, but all of us have listened to, you know, gangster rap and stuff like that, and some of the things like we know like not what to do, but there's some people out there that, you know, that mimic those things like that, and so that's what some of the things that I thought about when he said that, you know, when he brought up that point about I didn't know what I was, you know, kind of doing. And so yeah, I appreciate that. I'll just say that little part, but I'm gonna keep moving because I know